It's early spring 2018. Just kind of taking a little walkabout to see what experiments succeeded. Looks like we've got some type of lilies here, probably daylilies. I planted a few of those. They're dividing and doing well. Most of these mulch pits at the front here don't have anything planted in them yet. I've just got some. I left one tree in each one. These are just trees that occurred naturally. Like this one's a black cherry. This one here is a oak. And this is an oak. But they'll probably eventually be cut down, but I just kind of left them there as a guardian over the bed. And we've got potatoes planted in here, but they haven't come up yet. I think we did the same thing in here, potatoes. Everything along the front here is doing well. There's one bamboo that looks like maybe it didn't make it, but we'll just wait until it warms up a little bit more. We'll find out. Yeah, the two are looking good. Got some chickweed growing up here. This is a nice edible plant. Here we got some more lilies, I believe, coming up. Another mulch pit has yet to be planted. My experiments making a swale have turned out pretty good. The wood's starting to decompose. We should have Jerusalem artichokes coming up here shortly, but it's also functioning a lot as a silt trap. The silt has built up quite substantially here. This is probably about a year old now, maybe less. So this little hole in the ground fills up with water and silt, and that wood is starting to deteriorate, so that should be good. Got our irises coming up here along the tire wall. This is their second year, so they're looking really good and healthy. Should be some more coming up in here. Yeah, they're all coming back. Irises are pretty easy to do. This is really rocky, poor soil right here, but they're doing just fine in it. Got some garlic coming up in between the oaks there. We got some things planted in here. Oh, looks like we got some trash to clean up still. The elderberries are among some of the first trees to leaf out around here. You can see they've already gotten well into it. I'd say them and the willows did about the same time, but we don't have any willows on the property yet. This bamboo still got some green on its stems and some green leaves, so I'm sure it survived the winter. It'll be coming up shortly. Here we got some type of brassica flowering down there, probably some root that sprouted up out of the mulch. Here's 2 or 3 different types of lilies. These will be real beautiful when they flower. And a lot of the garlic that we planted last year has now, or some of it 2 years ago, has now become decent little clusters. These are all little clusters of garlic. And there's some over here too. So that's really exciting. That garlic naturalizes really easily. Got some irises that came back, and one of these mulch pits that did not get a bamboo, so I think I'm going to plant one here still. These are all onions we planted last year. They're kind of naturalizing. Hopefully they set seed this year. I believe they're biennials, which means they flower every 2 years. Here's the failed experiment at a poppy bed. We'll turn that into something else this year. Here's another elderberry tree, transplant. That's coming along greatly. This bamboo here, which is the yellow bamboo, really took the winter the best, and so it's definitely doing good. And it looks like this year we've got our first peach blossoms. So this is actually a peach seedling that somebody, a great person, gave to me for free, and I don't know if it's 2 or 3 years old now, but it looks like we might even see a fruit on it this year. That's super exciting. Here's another one I got around the same time. I don't know why it doesn't have flowers on it. Maybe one more year before it does that. We should have some asparagus coming up in this bed. I'm sure it's the time of year for asparagus to be coming up, but I just don't see any yet. Here we've got a Forsythia. This one, this is growing. This is a nice early spring flower. The irises in this bed are doing well, multiplying. We should see a lot of flowers off these this year. Only had 1 or 2 last year. Here's another Forsythia. I like these bushes. The rest of the year they look pretty drab and plain, but they sure look pretty in the spring. A couple more clusters of garlic here. And another Forsythia bush. Here's a bunch of daffodils that we planted last year, ringing around this tree. It doesn't look like they're going to flower this year, but at least they survived the winter. These irises are doing well. Had a whole bunch in here, but the pig got out and kind of thinned us out a little bit. But maybe it's for the better. We'll see what kind of flowers we get this year. Here's a bed where some of the onions and garlic survived. Hopefully they'll naturalize. And over here we have another bamboo plant that survived. 2 of them here. Hopefully our potatoes will be sprouting up pretty soon. Here's one of the first mushrooms this year. I'm not sure what kind it is. There's several of them growing here by the tiny house. Oops. Little tiny guys. These irises are coming up this year. This is their first year. I believe we transplanted them at the end of the season last year. Some more coming up here. This is our clearing. Work to be done. Need to get in here and clean all this up and get some holes dug and set some foundation piers. At least we know that we could put a pond just about anywhere in here and it would stay because of the amount of clay that's in the soil. We really haven't got that much rain recently, and this is just completely saturated. We've got standing water in here. Just amazingly thick clay. Here's this area over here. In fact, I think I'm going to throw out a whole bunch of seed balls in here. This is the perfect opportunity to do that. Our little test pond over here is certainly holding water. And there seems to be a deer coming through here. Just get a track there. Tracks all through here. They're using this as a trail.